We have a major traffic accident here, requesting backup and medical assistance.
Bountiful, Utah is a quiet community nestled between the mountains, a place where neighbors know each other and where a 19-year-old named Jayden Rich was heading home on his motorcycle. It was a warm Friday evening. He had his helmet on. He was 19-year-old. And in an instant, everything changed. At approximately 10:30 p.m., Jayden was riding along Bountiful Boulevard, where a car ahead of him made a sudden, unexpected U-turn. Jayden had no time to brake. The impact was catastrophic, but something remarkable had happened before the accident even began. Jayden was wearing a helmet. The helmet absolutely saved his neck from snapping. Doctors told us that. Within minutes, first responders arrived. What they found was a young man barely clinging to life, but alive. Emergency crews rushed Jayden to Intermountain Medical Center, one of the Utah's premier trauma centers. The ER team went to work immediately. What they encountered was staggering. Jayden's stomach had ruptured on impact. His lungs were severely compromised. His left arm had sustained major trauma. His large intestines were so badly damaged, 2.5 feet of it would need to be surgically removed. And his body, once full of energy, was now at the very edge of what the human form can withstand. In the intensive care unit, Jayden was placed on ECMO, Extracorporeal Membrane Oxygenation. This is not a machine that merely supports the heart and lungs. It is a machine that replaces them. Blood is drawn out of the body, oxygenated externally, and pumped back in it. It is the last resort of trauma medicine, the most extreme intervention available. Jayden also required a medically induced coma, a controlled state of unconsciousness to protect his brain from swelling and to allow his body to tolerate the trauma it had endured. His family could visit, they could hold his hand, they could speak to him, but Jayden could not respond. Now, for the family, every day in the hospital room was an exercise in hope against terror. Jayden's mother, Jill, kept vigil. His sisters, Sadie and Allison, watched the brother they had grown up with, reduced to tubes and monitors and the mechanical rhythm of machines doing the work his body could not yet do alone. The trauma team described Jayden's survival as nothing short of a miracle. In days that followed, Jayden underwent multiple emergency surgeries. Surgeons repaired his ruptured stomach, sewing it back together piece by piece. They removed 2.5 feet of his large intestine that was beyond salvaging. They worked on his left arm, fighting to restore circulation and mobility. Because his intestines were temporarily paralyzed from both the trauma and the medications keeping him stable, Jayden could not receive food normally. He was placed on TPN, Total Parenteral Nutrition, intravenous feeding that delivers calories, proteins, fats, and vitamins directly into the bloodstream. It would become his lifeline for weeks. Days turned into a week. Doctors made cautious assessments. Slowly, very slowly, Jayden's lungs began to show signs that they could take on more of the work. And then came the first milestone. Jayden was extubated, taken off the breathing tube, and removed from ECMO. His body was beginning to breathe on its own. As a first small reward, nurses brought him ice chips with a little lemonade. It sounds insignificant for a young man who had not been able to swallow anything, kept alive entirely by the machines and IV nutrition. It was everything. But progress was never linear. When the team attempted to introduce food through a feeding tube, Jayden's body rejected it. His intestines could not process anything. He remained on TPN, and he began to lose weight rapidly. At his lowest point, Jayden has almost lost 30 pounds from his already lean frame. As the weeks passed and Jayden stabilized, the rehabilitation team began physical therapy. Occupational therapists worked with him daily, sometimes multiple sessions, with one goal: getting him back on his feet. but the long surgical scar running down his abdomen had tightened as it healed. It pulled his posture forward. He appeared hunched, guarding the wound with every movement. There were sessions where he cried out in pain, sessions where exhaustion overtook him mid-step. But Jayden kept going. Every single day, he kept going. His journey was not easy, but he got through it. He is so tough. After 6 weeks in hospital, Jayden was walking, not easily, not painlessly, but walking. His left arm was slowly regaining movement. His scar no longer caused him to hunch. He could stand fully upright. And most remarkably, Jayden had regained 20 of the 30 pounds he had lost. His body, once utterly shattered, was beginning to rebuild. 2 days after the accident, Jayden's sister did what so many families in crisis must now do in America. She opened a GoFundMe page. She typed out the truth in simple words. Her little brother was on the highest form of life support. He has undergone multiple emergency surgeries. The bills are already climbing, and the road ahead would be long and expensive. Within days, the campaign had reached tens of thousands of dollars. Strangers from across Utah and across the country found Jayden's story and opened their hearts. 485 donors contributed. Over $42,000 raised and counting. Jayden worked as a hearing instrument and technology specialist at the Utah Ear Institute. His colleagues there had known him as someone full of energy and care for every patient. When word of the accident spread, the entire team rallied publicly, reaching out to their patient community, asking for prayers and donations. Utah Ear Institute said that he is a bright light in our world. He uplifts others, serves with heart, and brings joy to those around him. And now it's our turn to uplift him. That sentiment, now it's our turn to uplift him, captures what happened in the weeks that followed. A young man who had spent his career serving others found himself surrounded by people who wanted to serve him. Sadie became the family's voice. Through TikTok and Instagram under Jayden's own account, which grew to over 34,000 followers, she documented everything, the hard moment and the hopeful ones. The first time Jayden got ice, the first time he stood, the first steps. She was careful every time she posted footage of nurses. She confirmed consent. Every time she posted of Jayden, she confirmed he was comfortable being seen. The comment sections became remarkable. Strangers posting prayers, nurses sharing what the videos meant to them, survivors sending encouragement. Wear your helmet. Watch out for motorcyclists. They are small and they are hard to see at night. Go speed limit. Follow traffic laws. Just be careful. Even in the depth of their fear, the Rich family chose to turn tragedy into a lesson. They acknowledged that Jayden had been traveling over the speed limit. It was a moment of extraordinary honesty, and it made the message more powerful, not less. Months after the accident, Jayden had stretched his stomach back to normal capacity. He had regained 20 of the 30 pounds he has lost. He was walking without pain. He was standing full upright, and he was online, telling his own story with 34,000 strangers who felt impossibly like family. Jayden's own words were, motorcycle accident survivor, 5/16/25. This is my only recovery account. Any others are fake. That bio, direct, clear, owning his story, saying something about who Jayden Rich is. He didn't hide. He didn't retreat. He showed up one post at a time and let the world watch him come back to life. This video is not about the accident. The accident was a single night. This is about every day after it. About a family that refused to let go, about doctors who refused to give up, about strangers who gave money they didn't have to help a young man they had never met, about nurses who stayed late and held his hand, about a community that showed what human beings can be for one another when everything is at stake. Jayden is still recovering. The road is long, but he is walking every single day. You're watching Dr. Raza Health 360 MD. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like it, subscribe, and share to help others understand the importance of helmet and how important it is in saving a life. God bless you all. Take care and goodbye. My name is Dr. Raza. I am a practicing family physician in USA for the past 18 years. I am an American board certified physician and diplomate of American Board of Family Medicine.